what is homeopathy? I think many people don't even know what homeopathy is.
It's a science of healing where we use a lot of highly diluted medicines which act on stimulating the body's vital force. We have patients coming from all ages to us, as compared to allopaths, you will get only a gynecologist will get only gynec cases. A dermatologist will get only skin issues.
Yeah.
But we have various age groups with various ailments, patients coming to us. As you see patients and you see the joy, feeling better, not only with their physical issues, but also with what is stressing them, emotional issues, it is very satisfactory.
It is so personalized. No, I mean, homeopathy is a win-win all way around. It's
Yeah.
a full 360.
Yeah, there's no side effects. At the most, if you take it, it may not work. It's not going to harm you in any way.
Even a sugar pill may not work,
Yeah.
right? Welcome to The Search for Wellness, the podcast where we explore what it truly means to live a healthier, more fulfilling life. Each episode, we dive into inspiring stories, eye-opening conversations, and practical tools to help you nourish your mind, strengthen your body, and uplift your spirit. This is your space to learn, grow, and discover new ways to thrive one step at a time. Today, I wanted to introduce you guys to somebody extra special. So today, I'm introducing you to my doctor, Dr. Ponda. Dr. Ponda, would you like to introduce yourself?
Popularly known as Dr. Ponda, but my name is Vaishali, and I'm a practicing homeopath since the last 30 years now. So it's been a wonderful journey so far.
And you live in Nairobi, right?
Yes, I live in Nairobi.
And how long have you lived here for?
I've been here for about now 30 years.
Tell us a little bit about what is homeopathy. I think many people don't even know what homeopathy is.
It's a science of healing where we use a lot of highly diluted medicines which act on stimulating the body's vital force, and mainly it's the healing process of the body, so that it brings about a change whenever a person is having some ailment or a disease. So this is in short about homeopathy.
Whenever I've been to see you, you have all these different liquids and pills and so how do you know, like it's a homeopathic, how long does it take to study that? How do you know which pill you use for what?
There are various homeopaths, but now various institutions are training homeopaths first as medical doctors, and then they study homeopathy and the philosophy behind it and the various medicines, to give to the patient. So this is like any other medical doctor. We give that 5.5 years of training and the experience we take after that. And then, we become homeopathic doctors. Now, the science behind it is that we believe in the law of similars, which means that like cures like. So a substance which when you give to a healthy individual and it produces certain symptoms, so they are jotted down. And then when we come across another patient who has similar symptoms, and when we give this remedy, then it helps in curing those symptoms. So it is based on this one basic principle, and that is like cures like.
Like yours, like. And where did you study homeopathy?
I did from Bombay, now known as Mumbai,
Yeah.
in India. Yeah.
And 5.5 years. So it's literally like doing a proper, like becoming
Any medical doctor. Yeah.
any medical doctor. And I do feel like the homeopathy has helped me, has helped my family, has helped my kids. I'm always calling you, running to you all the time, Dr. Ponda, I need medicine. And all of us, we really like live and swear by your medicines. But how is it like, because I know that homeopathy is very individualized. How difficult is it to make it so individualized? Because with conventional treatment, with allopathy medicine, it's so generalized. But homeopathy, the difference is, and this is the difference I've seen, is that it's so personalized. It's so personal. It's you sitting there, jotting down these details about this individual and then deciding. So how does that happen and how do you decide?
Actually, this brings us to the second law of homeopathy.
Okay.
And that is the law of individualization. Because we as homeopaths and the system believes that no individual is the same. they need different medicine which will help to bring about the cure in that individual. So I'll give you an example. Say, for example, two people are having psoriasis. The diagnosis for a dermatologist is the same, that this person has psoriasis. But when he comes to a homeopath, we are, besides interested in his ailment, we are also interested in how this disease affects him. So, for example, one person will say that I feel so embarrassed with this. Cosmetically, I don't like it. So what is his coping mechanism? He'll wear things which are like long sleeve or hide it behind it. So that is how he is. So whereas there will be another individual, he will say that, oh, there is so much of itching, it's driving me crazy. Doctor, please do something about it really fast. Please give me relief. So they both have the same issue, but look how they are coping with it and in what way they are affected by that problem. So this is what we as homeopaths give importance to, besides the actual condition of the patient. So that is what is called as individualization.
And do you give different medications?
Yeah, so they
will
both need different medicines for their for curing them. Yeah. And along with this, we also jot down, we concentrate as homeopaths not just on his chief complaint, which he has come to you for, but with other also issues that he may be having. And like, for example, his stomach may also be having issues along with his skin complaints, or he may be having some respiratory issues, or this condition may have been brought upon by some environmental factor where he's working, or stress at work, or stress at home. So we have to approach all these things to give him the medicine. So that's where a holistic approach comes. So this is the difference between allopathic prescription and a homeopath prescribing and helping the patient.
And what made you choose homeopathy? Like, what made you choose this path?
My experience goes back to my grandmother. Like, that time I was a teenager, and she had kidney failure and she went into coma. And then the allopaths, they just gave up on her, that we can't do anything, please take her home. And one of my dad's best friend was a homeopath, and he happened to come and he just put in 2 drops on her tongue. That was the only way he could dispense it to her. And miraculously, we saw her come out of the coma.
Wow.
And then she stayed with us for a few days. And then eventually she passed away peacefully. So that, what I saw, that how she came out, how her end became so peaceful, actually inspired me to go into this type of treatment. It is so safe. It is so gentle on the person, unlike the other therapies that we do.
So there's no side effects with taking homeopathy?
No, there are no side effects.
Yeah.
I have not come across any patient of mine who has said that, oh, I took this medicine and that's why I've got this symptom.
I still remember the first time I came to see you. It was before even I had kids. It was when I was struggling to conceive the boys. I had to do I can't even remember what it's called, where they check if your fallopian tube is open.
The laparoscopy.
Yeah, no, but it was the dye thing. So you're awake and then they put the dye and then they do an x-ray at that same time to check if your fallopian tubes are blocked or open. And I was told that treatment is very painful and it can be really painful. And I was like, okay, I need something to help me with the pain. And they're like, we can't give you general anesthetic. And I'm a big wuss for pain. Well, I was. And then somebody said to me, oh, you can get some homeopathy. And if you take, I think it was Ketan who told me that. She was like, you can take some homeopathy and that can help you numb the pain. And I still remember you told me you take it and then every half an hour you take it. And then during the thing you take it again. So I kept taking it and I think it helped me. And I was sold. After that day, I was completely sold on how amazing it was. Initially, I was like, okay, what is this? And it's literally like a sugar pill. What you give is like a sugar pill, but it's the drops.
Yeah.
that you put in these individual pills. So if you can just explain what those pills are and what those drops are.
So the pills, they're made up of dried goat's milk.
Okay.
Yeah, which we call as saccharum lactose, and they are mainly, they act as vehicles to make the medicine palatable, because most of the liquids that is the medicine is prepared from, they contain alcohol in it.
Okay.
So when you take it directly on the tongue, then they might cause some ulcers or on the tongue, or you may not like the taste, So that's why we put the drops in the pills and we give it to you to take it. And this also makes it very easy for you to consume, And most of the kids love it, they are they tell their mothers, no, we don't want to go to the conventional doctor. We want to go to Dr. Ponda because it's so gentle.
It's so true though, because my daughter will be like, Mommy, I'm not feeling well. Take me to Dr. Ponda. Please take me to Dr. Ponda.
I've seen Navikal.
Yeah. That's their thing. It's
That's
like,
the
take
first
me to
choice, yeah.
Um,
And not only that we have seen, there is a myth that homeopathy takes long. But we have given results even in acute, high fevers or colds, coughs, and asthma attacks and all that. We have seen instantaneous results.
I think especially with allergies, because one of my sons, he has allergies, and every time you've given him medication, it's really helped him with these allergies.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. I don't even know much about the history. What is the history behind homeopathy?
The history is this was founded by a German doctor. His name is Dr. Samuel Hahnemann. This was in the 1800th century, He was actually an allopath, but then when he realized that allopathy has very little to offer when it comes to curing the individual.
Yeah.
What it does is either it will alleviate for some time or it will suppress the symptoms, but it doesn't cure from the roots, So he researched and he came across he kind of proved many different crude substances, and then he found this system of therapy where cure happens from the roots. The disease goes away from the roots. It is not suppression.
It's not suppression. Yeah. It goes away.
For example, we were talking about your allergy to various things.
Yeah.
So in allopathy, usually they will give you an antihistamine, or if that doesn't work, then they'll give you steroids, either in the form of inhalation or you take oral steroids to suppress that reaction. Because allergy is nothing but heightened reaction to something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas we as homeopaths, we will help to reduce this body's reaction, the immune system that is so hypersensitive to that allergen. The homeopathy medicines work on this dynamic level. So they will bring down that heightened reaction, and slowly your sensitivity to that allergen goes down. So that is the difference in how the allopathy works and homeopathy works.
And so does homeopathy work more on an energetic level then?
Yes, it does. It works at the energetic level.
It works at the energetic level. And when you discovered this path to homeopathy, was it not difficult? Because I know that when I've been to see you, there are all these different liquids and pills. You have to probably memorize all of them. Was it a challenge to learn everything?
It is a challenge because we have so many drugs, and we have patients coming from all ages to us, as compared to allopaths, you will get only, a gynecologist will get only gynec cases. A dermatologist will get only skin issues. Yeah. But we have various age groups with various ailments, patients coming to us. But as you see patients and you see the joy of them feeling better, not only with their physical issues, but also with what is stressing them, emotional issues, then it is very satisfactory,
It is such a satisfactory thing. And the other thing with homeopathy that I find that is so amazing is that it is so personalized. The fact that everything is done so personally, and the time you spend and the effort you spend, it really shows that that energy you are putting into that medicine, it's not like going and buying a pill off a shelf. And I remember when I was in Germany at the alternative clinic, the doctor there, Dr. Henning, he said this to me. He said homeopathy works in a very unique way. If the doctor, the individual doctor like you, was to package these pills and sell them, they're not going to work. They can only work if she sits there, she talks to you. This is why they're working on this energetic level, and writes down the prescription and then creates that specifically personalized medicine for you. Is that true?
Yes, it is very true. And that is where I have all my patients come and tell me, we've never spoken like this to anybody. Because the first thing that as a homeopath, we calm them down, because they're in so much distress. Then we speak to them about their issues. Then we also ask them about what caused it, and usually it is either some stress factor, some environmental factor, some genetic factor which is contributing to whatever they are going through. In this fast-paced life that we are, everybody has got that as one of the causations. So we sit down, we talk to them about this. Besides that, we talk to the individual about their own personality, like how they behave, what is their sensitivity to things, like emotional sensitivity,
Yeah.
besides the physical, what they like to eat, what they don't like to eat, how they react to weather changes, like how is their social, how they are in society, or it affects them, their, people outside, or they are loners, or they like company. Even we go to the extent of asking about their subconscious, that is their dreams. Because some patients, they can't express, but their dreams speak about them, their nature, So this whole thing, then we jot down, we come to know about the individual, and then we prescribe. And that brings about the change in the person.
So personalized. I don't think there's anything out there that's that personalized, to be very honest. And also what's interesting is that you don't only cure kids, but you also cure animals too. You help animals. You've helped my cows in Kisumu. You've helped my dogs. And that's the other beautiful thing about homeopathy. It's not only just for us humans, it's also can be given to animals.
Yes, I've treated your cows, even my own dogs or my patients' dogs, pets. They, for example, they have one dog had a chronic cough, So I gave him I told her, please send me the audio of the cough, so I know what kind of cough it is. So again, there we have individualization. Like this cough sounds this, it's a wet cough. This sounds, it's a dry cough. This is a chesty cough.
Yeah.
This is a barking cough, which also applies to humans, and that is, we prescribe medicine on that type of cough rather than just a general medicine for cough.
Yeah. How cool and so amazing. And homeopathy is also evolving with time. I feel like there's a lot of new stuff and new research. Maybe you can share a little bit more about how it's helping.
So I was talking to you earlier about we are able to now treat diseases right from conception of the fetus till old age, until death, So we have so many pregnant mothers going through their various issues, like you have placental insufficiency, or you have the intrauterine growth retardation of the child, or the mother having hypertension or other issues. We are able to help them, not only during pregnancy, but also if we get in a child the history of the trauma that the child may have gone through, say during delivery or during labor, that also we trace it back when we take the history, and we are able to negate those effects with our medicines. So that it helps when then later on the mothers come to me with tantrums, like, in children's, like there was this case which came across, like the child was howling and screaming, and on top of his voice, he just didn't want to enter the room, the clinic. And just seeing that state of the child, I prescribed the medicine. And in the next visit, the baby was much calmer, more cooperative. And even the mother, who was so much in distress, didn't know how to handle this child. She was also better, So these are the things that we are able to help. Even with regards to infant colics, we are able to help them. And even mothers, they have issues with breastfeeding, like the milk is not enough. Then we have medicines where we are able to help to production of milk.
Wow.
Yeah. So various things that we are coming across. Even with adolescents, the mothers come to me with having issues with the tantrums of the teenagers, and the defiance and the rebellious attitude, along with their teenage issues of acne and all that. So we are able to help these kids. And even we see that nowadays we see more cases on the rise of autism, ADHD.
Yeah.
So we are able to help with those, and learning disabilities. We are able to help even that. Even with women, because most of them are career oriented.
Yeah.
So there is that masculine aspect, which is women, because of the role that they are playing. So we come across them having a lot of hormonal issues,
Yeah.
like PCODs and infertility, and women conceived by IVF. So there is so much of toxicity created because of the hormones.
Yeah.
So we have medicines which are able to negate all these things and help them out, So this is where we are able to. This is the new modern homeopathy.
This podcast was created to remind you that we are all on this wellness journey together. If you're enjoying these conversations here, I'd love for you to subscribe, share, and spread this love. Your support means the world to us, and it really helps this community grow. With gratitude, lots and lots of love, always. And what about autoimmune conditions?
Autoimmune conditions, yes. In fact, I had a very good result with it. This woman, she had sarcoidosis, middle-aged.
Yeah.
And she had issues of dryness of the eyes, of the skin, joint issues, stomach issues. She couldn't, she was allergic to so many foods. So here we go into in depth, about what was causing it, the problem which she had. And the trigger factor was that her husband had developed dementia. And that made her isolated, along with all the responsibilities that she was taking up in running the house, making money to run the house. All that was overwhelming her. So when I gave her the medicine, this factor of excessive responsibilities was taken into consideration, besides her physical issues. And then when she responded positively, not only were her symptoms have gone,
Yeah.
but she is also feeling much more positive with her life. She's so happy about the way her life is going. And she didn't comment this. Is actually one of her friends at work, she saw.
Yeah.
And she saw how happy she is, the way she's coping with her life. So that is the difference homeopathy can make.
Imagine. And in this fast-paced world that we're living in, I think this is something that's so essential that we really need is more treatment, more healing like homeopathy. Yeah. What do you think? Do you think that where do you see the future of homeopathy?
I see the future more and more patients turning and using this as the first line of treatment rather than making it as a last resort. Earlier it was allopats can't do anything, so now we have come to you. But no, I see now the change in patients. I would rather go this way first than anything else, because they've seen the results. They've seen how helpful it is. Both the biggest thing is we are able to make changes in the attitude of the people. They feel much better emotionally, even though the environment which was stressing them remains the same. Like I'll give an example of this woman. She had arthritis. All the joints were paining. And then when I inquired further about her life story, so she says that the last 5 years, my mother has taken ill and I have to look after her. So having to look after her has made me feel so restricted.
Yeah.
I feel so tied down with her, looking after her, that I feel very strained, stressed about it. So if you see, if like we as homeopaths kind of correlate this, if you see she's developed a disease which is also restricting, and that is her joint pains. She's not able to walk so much as before. And emotionally also she feels restricted.
Yeah.
So we give her medicine which will help to ease this restriction. And she responded so well. So besides her aches and pains going down and she becoming more mobile, she started feeling much freer. She was able to go on holidays.
Wow.
And that, resentment she had towards her mother, that, I have to do this for her and I'm not able to do other things, that also melted
away.
Yeah.
You know, when you said about this being your first option, your first line, but that is how it is for me, right? And that is how it is for my children too. And that's the belief system that I'm bringing into and instilling in my children. Because you see, I strongly believe that the next generation and this belief system that you put into your children, it's like, oh, like when they go to school, and then they read these books or there are these nursery rhymes about call the doctor and go and get your medicine and all of that. I'm trying to change that for them, and I'm trying to show them there is a new norm, there's a new belief system, that this is the doctor, this is the medicine, homeopathy is the medicine. And it still fits in to the nursery rhyme, it still fits into that because they're still getting some sort of medicine from it. They don't know that this medicine is not the same medicine that normally the other doctors prescribe. This is the medicine that is more personalized. And I just love that this shift is happening. This episode is very important because there are many times that my own family, like my parents, my in-laws, they'll be like, oh, have you taken Dr. Paselege? And then I will say, no, yeah, I did. I took my child to Dr. Ponda. And they're still not convinced that this is real medicine. They're still on the sidelines that no, real medicine is allopathy medicine. And this is just in case the allopathy doesn't work. However, what I loved was what you said is let's turn it around. Let's turn it the other way around. Let's make this the real medicine. And if this doesn't work, then fine, we will go and look for something else then. But 99.9% of the time, this works. And I am a living, breathing proof that this works. My kids are a living, breathing proof that this works. I literally have my little kit of the homeopathy pills that I travel everywhere with. I don't take anything else with me. Literally, I have this little pouch and I travel with it. My kids know how to take it. My nanny knows how to prescribe it to my kids. And it's just become part of our life. And I just think that this is something that people need to see and hear and feel.
So true, so true. I agree with you. Yeah. And I'm seeing that change. I'm seeing the change with the young mothers. Like, they really want to give it their best, like, and avoid all kind of toxicities with their kids. Like,
No, it's so true.
Coming to the point that, with regards to scope of homeopathy, currently we are also seeing a lot of results because more and more research is going on with mental diseases.
Amazing.
Because they are also so much on the rise.
Yeah.
We see young kids going through depression. We see OCD cases, insomnia, and we are able to help them. Most of the antipsychotic drugs or antidepressants, anti-anxiety, we are able to help them to reduce to the minimum, like, So we are seeing wonderful results on that line also.
And you know what else I really like about homeopathy is that you can take it with your other medication too. It's absolutely safe. It's not like it's going to hinder anything.
Yeah.
In between.
Even prevention, like regarding
Cancer.
Cancer.
Yeah. I've been taking homeopathy
Yeah.
ever since.
Thanks.
Ever since after my diagnosis, after everything, I come to you and I take my medication from you all
So
the time.
instead of taking the hormones
Yeah,
to prevent the recurrence, you can try homeopathy.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I truly believe it works. It's worked for me so far.
In fact, when we come to prevention, like so many patients come and they say, "Oh, we are going out on for a safari, and please give us some preventive so we don't catch the flu."
Yeah.
So we have such preventive controls also, or they have motion sickness. We have remedies for that, like and or they are going mountaineering, like
Yeah.
So we have for high altitudes, like So even we have preventive medicines for that.
No, it's true. I've taken preventative before we ever
Malaria we give, yeah.
Exactly. For malaria, I've taken from you, and I've also taken for when we've taken a flight.
Yeah.
Before taking a flight, I give them the preventative medicine for the kids so that they don't fall sick. Because the last thing you want is your child to be sick when you're on holiday, right? So, or you to get sick when you're on holiday.
We saw wonderful results during COVID.
Yes. Yeah.
We gave preventive medicines. Many of them didn't suffer from COVID, and if at all they did, then the symptoms were pretty mild. So there also it has helped us prevention.
Yeah. No, I mean, homeopathy is a win-win all the way around. It's
Yeah.
a full 360.
Yeah, there's no side effects. At the most, if you take it, it may not work.
Yeah.
But it's not going to harm you in any way.
Yeah, exactly. At the most, it's just may not work. And that's okay, because even a sugar pill may not work, right? So for someone listening who wants to start their journey with homeopathy, what is the best way to begin, and what can they expect from their first consultation with you?
In the first consultation, like I've mentioned, if it's an acute case, then we jot down the symptoms, like say fever, cold, cough. Then we make a note of the symptoms and what is peculiar, like, for example, yes, the child has fever, but how is his mental state or how is his physical state at the time? Like some mothers say he has become so dull and he has become so weak, like, he doesn't want to get up, even stand up in the bed. That becomes important for a homeopath, because my medicine, besides covering the fever, will be covering also this aspect of the state in which the patient is or the child is. Like, So this is what we look into when it's a acute prescription. But when in chronic conditions, like, we usually talk to the individual in detail, note down about his physical complaint, how it is affecting him, whether he has any other complaints also in any other part of his body. Then we ask him about what may have happened in the recent past, may have caused this problem. And it could be a physical issue, or it could be some surgery he may have undergone, or some stress that he may have undergone. And then we also ask about the nature of the individual, like, how does he feel? What are the issues which concern him or upset him? Whether he's a passive person or he's an aggressive person. So this is what we look into, like, during the first consultation. And that is a bit longer. And this helps us to draw an entire picture about the individual and what he needs. Yeah. So now people are opening up. Earlier, they were a bit hesitant to express themselves. But as the awareness of homeopathy is increasing, and in fact, a lot of patients, they actually realize, like in life, where they were stuck or what are the problems, because as we take them through a deeper journey of their psyche and their issues, they themselves start feeling better. Like, after the session, they feel, oh my God, we have never spoken so much about ourselves to anybody, and it really feels nice.
Yeah.
So that becomes therapeutic. Like,
Yeah.
So it's a win-win in both aspects. Like, we get to know you better, and you also feel better in that first session and the subsequent sessions. Like, So we just, our approach to a patient is very different.
Yeah.
Like in allopathy, okay, we jot down, examine you, and then we prescribe drugs and you're out.
Yeah.
The next time we come, it's the same thing. Whereas us, even in the follow-up when we speak to you, we will talk to you about everything and try to note the changes in all aspects of your life. And it's a more of a sympathetic, empathic approach, where the patient feels at ease.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is, how we approach the patients. They are not patients, they're individuals.
They're individuals. Exactly. Right. How can somebody reach you?
My contact is there, email is there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. So then if anyone wants to reach out to you, I can share your details with them. Anything you feel like we haven't spoken about today that needs to be addressed?
I would just want to put this across, that homeopathy is the modern day medicine therapy to go to. Yeah, it is simple, it is gentle, don't have too much of medicines to take, because we need to stimulate very little your healing process, which needs a very small amount of medicine to stimulate, and then the body does the work itself, and we are able to bring about a change in your emotions as well as in your physical issue. Then why not go for it? No other therapy helps with that in such a way. So that is what I wanted to tell through you and through this podcast to all the viewers.
I agree. I absolutely agree. For me, homeopathy is a win-win. It's a win no matter what. And I'm so happy that I got to share this platform with you, and I got to help other people realize the beauty of homeopathy. And I hope through this we get more and more homeopaths. And maybe my daughter might not want to be a vet. Maybe she want to be a homeopathic
Or she
vet.
can be a homeopathic vet.
Exactly, right? She wants to be a vet, so she can be a
We
homeopathic
have such
vet.
famous vets like who have turned into homeopathy.
Imagine.
Yeah, there are so many allopaths. We are learning from them who have turned their therapy and become
Homeopaths. And, the inspiration made carry on.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
You're
Dr.
most
Ponda.
welcome. Yeah.